I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing or they don't know anything about boxing. They wanna watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? Yeah. That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
There are some reports now coming out that Canelo Jake Paul is a thing in May as well, which, by the way, what a freaking year for Canelo Alvarez. Holy shit. Those are two gigantic paydays.
Canelo Alvarez has finally shared his first words about his rumored fight with Jake Paul. Canelo and Jake have reportedly reached an agreement to square off in May. The bout is expected to serve as a warm-up for Canelo as he gears up to defend his unified super middleweight titles against Terence Crawford on September 13th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
If that fight ends up being close,
yes,
a lot of people are going to watch that fight, right?
A lot, because I think a lot of people are going to want to see Jake Paul lose. And
100%.
According to Julius Julianis, Canelo and Paul have reached an agreement. However, key details such as the weight class and number of rounds remain uncertain. With a record of 62-2-2, Canelo has never been one for exhibitions, making it unlikely he'd entertain anything less than a legitimate bout. Canelo versus Paul is poised to surpass the Mexican star's September showdown with Terence Crawford in PPV sales. Jake Paul's immense social media presence, boasting 23.6 million Instagram followers and 20.6 million YouTube subscribers, gives the fight a massive promotional edge.
That you'd like to go up against Canelo Alvarez. What gives you the right to call out a 59-2 boxer, one of the greatest of all time, when you've not yet proven yourself?
I'm predicting what's going to happen 3 more years from now.
So I'm
going to get to his skill level and beat him. I have one of the greatest self-belief systems in the world, and I know what I'm capable of, and with this new team, I can give Canelo a serious...
Crawford's popularity pales in comparison. His last pay-per-view, bout against Israil Madrimov on August 3rd, was a complete flop, drawing an estimated 75,000 to 100,000 buys. If not for Turki Al-Sheikh's willingness to throw big money at Alvarez, a fight with Crawford wouldn't even be worth considering. Social media is buzzing with disbelief as fans refuse to believe Canelo would lower himself to fighting YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul. Yet, in a recent interview with TMZ Sports, the Mexican superstar made it clear that if the price is right, he's open to it. Financially, a showdown with Jake could far outweigh the payday from his scheduled May bout against IBF super middleweight champion William Skull. There is already an agreement for Jake Paul to be Canelo Alvarez's rival in May of this year. A source very close to the operation informs me the event will be co-promoted by Canelo Promotions, MVP, and PBC, said Julius Julianis on X about the Canelo Alvarez versus Jake Paul fight in May. Jake Paul just defeated 59-year-old Mike Tyson by 8 rounds and unanimous decision in Arlington, Texas, on November 15th. If Canelo were to fight Jake, it would only fuel the notion that he's coasting through a retirement tour, cashing in on low-risk matchups while squeezing every last dollar from his fan base via pay-per-view. Since his defeat to Dmitry Bivol on May 7th, 2022, he hasn't truly tested himself in a high-stakes fight.
If it's a close fight, does it diminish the gigantic fight in September, or does it make you more interested? Because I think now, I mean, David Benavidez offered a deferring point, but I think a lot of people think Canelo is just going to be too big for...
There's no concrete proof that this fight is legitimate, a suspicion even fans seem to share. Amid the speculation, boxing commentator Wade Plem has stepped in to offer his take on the situation. "I thought if this was ever going to happen, it would be years from now," he wrote on X, reacting to the update. Plem wrote, "But in 3 months, while Canelo is still a sitting champ, if this is real, it's the last thing anyone would expect right now." He added, "I don't know one way or another, but there are too many respected journalists and analysts talking for this to just be nothing." He added, "Could be a bad source or a purposeful bait, but this isn't something reporters just make up." As Plem said, the media wouldn't take the claim seriously if it were wholly false. It appears that Ariel Helwani is in favor of the May fight. On the February 4th episode of the Ariel Helwani Show, the seasoned MMA journalist appeared to accept the report at face value, though he stopped short of verifying its legitimacy. He also made no mention of the possibility that it could be fabricated.
Influencer versus pound for pound great being the hang up in the fight, being the one that stops the momentum. Because it's not happening. There is no world.
Okay, then let me ask you
May I be
this.
struck by lightning right now if this is possible?
Wow, a lightning bet from.
If this happens,
Right.
if this happens,
There's just no way. There is no way.
Wait. If what happens? If the fight happens, or if the upset of
if
the
Jake
century
Paul,
happens?
If Jake Paul derails Terrence Crawford versus Canelo by
All credit to
beating
him.
Canelo,
then you book
there's
Jake
no
Paul
chance.
versus Terrence Crawford.
Zero.
okay, let
None.
me ask you this. If that fight ends up being close,
Yes.
a lot of
It
people
won't.
are going to watch that fight, right?
A lot,
Yes.
because I think a lot of people are going to want to see Jake Paul lose, and
100%.
Let
Canelo's going to
Alvarez
do
is
this.
gonna be like a
Canelo,
minus 2,000
Canelo would
favorite.
do this, and we're
let's
just talking.
backtrack. Let's backtrack to your first question, which is interest. I'm very interested because, as I've long said, I'm on this corner. I only care about Jake Paul in spectacles. It would be an absolute spectacle to see a pound for pound. First, he did Mike Tyson, which, and I'm not going all the way back, but I'm saying in his most recent outing, Mike Tyson, an all-time legend, a pop culture icon, versus Jake Paul is a spectacle. Now you're going the opposite direction to nearly in his prime. We'll say maybe like he's on the back nine, but he's still close to his prime. He's still a top 5 pound for pound on pretty much anybody's list fighter. Going against Jake Paul, I'm in for the spectacle. I'm in. I don't think Jake Paul has a chance in hell, but I'm in for the spectacle.
And how long has he been beating the drum on this? He's been saying he's going to do this forever.
That he's
Listen,
gonna fight
let's see,
Canelo.
let's see.
Yeah,
what
so
happens.
like credit to him if it.
Or, as Plem suggested, a deliberate ruse. This could indicate that the rumor has some merit and that Canelo Alvarez will be involved in 2 highly anticipated bouts in 2025. There are some reports now coming out that Canelo versus Jake Paul is a thing in May as well, which, by the way, what a freaking year for Canelo Alvarez. Holy, those are 2 gigantic paydays. These are 2 massive things, Helwani said.
And then for your girlfriend Yuta to win Olympic gold.
Yeah, we just have all the belts
That's insane.
in the world.
That's crazy.
And then we should just retire after that.
So look, are you
No.
are you happy with your performance in the fight? Are you happy with the way the night went down?
I wish he would have, like put up a better fight, so then I could have like risen more and done more. And like he was surviving.
He was.
So
Before you went out.
it's worked up. But I think that everybody just wants him to win. Wanted Mike to win, but
Dude, people really don't like us, Jake. People really want to see you get knocked out.
yeah, what did I ever do to anyone?
Well, you climbed on top of the KTLA news van.
Hilarious.
You wasted the government's money
How?
because the FBI had to raid your
That
house.
they wasted their own money. They wasted their own money. Like, why would they do that? I didn't. And then, like, nothing ever came from it. They didn't even know what they were.
While a showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul might sound like pure speculation, expert reactions and emerging reports hint that there could be more to it than mere fantasy. Whether this clash materializes remains to be seen, but for now, what do you think? Could this fight actually happen?
Goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset's at.
It get fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry, it's TMG.
Yeah, you can curse. You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
No apologize about it.
there's no way he get demolished.
Although Helwani didn't explicitly confirm the reports, he also didn't refute them. Given his reputation for being well-connected, it's clear he often has the inside track on such rumors. While Helwani didn't directly confirm the rumors, he also didn't deny them. Considering his established network and track record, it's evident that he's often in the know when it comes to such speculation.
You really, really need to stop. I hope you don't think that you're ready for some guy like Canelo Alvarez, though. You ain't that crazy, are you?
I am beyond.
Please don't
ready.
tell me that.
I am beyond ready. In all
Come
fucking
on, Jay.
seriousness, I
Jay,
beat Canelo
God,
Alvarez.
Stephen A., you're just not happy with anything. First, you're like getting there with a real opponent, and then you're like, oh, you don't think you're not ready for Canelo? You're not that crazy. Well, make up your mind.
Hold on, excuse me. What is your name again?
My name is Julia.
Julia.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate your passion. Thank you very much, but I have to say this to you. There is a middle ground. I mean, you can't sit up there and say I'm not happy with anything because I'm saying get in with a real boxer, but in the same breath, I'm like, you ain't ready for a world champion. But I mean, that's not an insult. I'm not insulting you. I'm not saying you'll never be ready for him, but you don't go from fighting UFC fighters to Canelo Alvarez.
But I'm beating world champions in sparring.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. And so, but this is what they say fight a real boxer, and then I'm like, all right, give me Canelo, and then they're like, you're crazy, shut the up. So it's kind of like, what do I do?
You fight someone lower
So-
than
so-
Canelo's
so-
crazy.
so-
But the thing is Canelo is old. Canelo is looking like he could barely beat Triple G, who's
Not many are betting on Jake Paul to stand a chance in his potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez this May for Cinco de Mayo. The cruiserweight has built his career largely by facing non-boxers, capitalizing on their age or skill gaps to secure victories. A showdown between Paul and Canelo would be a lopsided affair, offering little incentive for most viewers to shell out money. The only scenario where this bout could stretch past the first round is if Canelo intentionally drags Jake along, a theory some fans speculate was the case in his recent bouts with Edgar Berlanga and Jaime Munguia. This, they believe, was Canelo's way of dodging fan criticism for opting to face these relatively underwhelming opponents. The Canelo-Paul showdown for May is still unconfirmed, though speculation is mounting that the fight will take place.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Alvarez likely sees this as a chance to earn some cash and stay active before facing the formidable Terence Crawford at 154 pounds in a September match that's sure to draw attention, though not as much as a true championship bout. This is the current state of Canelo's career. He's now fighting opponents far beneath his skill level to avoid being outpaced by younger, more dynamic challengers.
All right, here with Jeff Mayweather. Jeff, appreciate taking the time. Unfortunately, the Hasim Rahman Jr. Jake Paul fight has been canceled. Jake said something very interesting, though. He said that the big fight out there right now is Canelo. And he said, hey, Canelo can be beat. Bivol gave the blueprint, and I'm just like Bivol. I have the same powers, similar attributes, speed, elusiveness, all, he's basically I don't want to say carbon copy, but he's very similar to Bivol, so he would match up favorably with Canelo. Hard to argue. He's undefeated so far, and boxers are ducking him. What do you think?
Well, maybe. Why don't he just fight Bivol then? Canelo's already fight somebody. He fight Triple G.
But Canelo's the money, right?
Not anymore.
He's more money than Bivol.
He's probably more money than Bivol.
Especially if he beats Triple G.
Yeah, he's still probably more money than. But the thing is that nobody's even gonna take that serious. You can say all you want to. You can say you can fight Muhammad Ali. You can say you can fight whoever. Ain't nobody taking that serious.
But why not? Canelo wants money fights. Jake is, it's pretty undeniable. He's the hottest prospect in boxing right now. He's undefeated. He's also one of the biggest draws in boxing. So why would that not be a fight to make? Or do you think that's something Canelo figures that's, it would look bad if he didn't come through positively in that fight?
I think that it's a fight that Jake is just yelling just to make himself look like he's legitimate. But of course, he has a coach that would never let him fight Canelo.
You wouldn't favor him in that fight against Canelo?
Jake has earned a significant fortune through boxing, with an estimated net worth of $100 million. His massive social media presence on platforms like Instagram and YouTube enables him to rake in millions for each fight, whether he's facing non-boxers or legends past their prime, such as Mike Tyson. His loyal fan base continues to tune in eagerly. Mean this respectfully to Jake Paul. This is Canelo we're talking about, potentially top 5. This fight doesn't last a round, said Ada Oladipo to DAZN Boxing about the Canelo Alvarez versus Jake Paul rumored fight for May. Oladipo added, if Canelo wanted to get Jake Paul out of there in a minute, I believe he does that. Again, this is no discredit to Jake Paul. I think what Jake Paul has done in the sport of boxing has been incredible.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever. Period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Does he have the ability, with what you've seen, to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually? He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset's at.
It get fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry, this TMZ.
You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize about.
There's no way he get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in it.
I think what him and his brother have done just in the world of entertainment has been incredible. But Jake Paul is fighting a guy that is pound for pound, a guy that has only lost to Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, a guy that is still very much on the top of his game. Canelo versus Paul is about right for one round. You have to think that Canelo is carrying him if it goes past the first round, Oladipo said. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.